I've started the recording. I'm saying I didn't know you had started the session. I thought you were just like saying hi to the people, but I've started the recording.
Okay, cool. So just give me a sec. Okay, cool. Now, like I was saying, those are the things that we'll be doing. An introduction to Azure. You just get to know what Azure is, what it does, etc. And then now the core thing that I'd want you to get to learn and experience itself is Azure AI Foundry. For those people that will be developing sort of like AI applications, you need to integrate AI within your application. There's Azure AI Foundry, sort of like a playground for you to mess around with models and get to interact with them within your applications, depending on whatever it is you want to do within your application. So yeah, so I'll just share my screen and then we move as fast as possible and try to cover as much ground as possible. Spoiler, my slides are, there's somebody whose mic is on. I'll just share this. Just give me a sec. I love bringing this one here so that I can see it here like that. Just Collins, you help me confirm you can see this screen.
Yeah, you can see your screen.
Okay, cool, thanks. Yesterday I said to do not disturb. Okay, cool. So now today's, like I said, it's Azure AI Foundry. So let me just present. I forgot to do that. Yeah, let's go. That is me. A little bit of intro. Ian Duncan, alias your Java guy. I'm a backend developer, Java, Spring Boot, and Spring AI. I really love Spring AI. I love Azure. I just mess around with Azure and Azure AI Foundry after realizing it. It's a very cool place for you to mess around with this sort of like AI models for your application. Also a community builder. I run the Kenya Java user group. This is their logo here. And we just do stuff around Java. Yeah, I'm currently learning cybersecurity and also some low-level stuff. Cool. Now, just a walkover of what Azure is all about. So forgive my slides. I hope they're visible. But ideally, when we talk about Azure, it's a cloud computing platform, comprehensive, that provides over 200 plus products and services for you to build your application, deploy them, and also manage the applications through Microsoft's global network of data centers. So this brings about another concept called data centers, where sort of like your data is at where it's stored. There needs to be like a physical location, what we call the data centers. But all these terms just have an understanding of what they are. You don't need to have the Google definition because it's easy for you to type what is a data center and get. But as long as you have the rough idea, it's all that matters. So ideally, just a cloud computing platform where with products and services for building, deploying, and also managing your application. Okay, what it offers are, we have the compute power, computing resources, such as virtual machines, containers, and also serverless. It also offers storage, like databases, file storage, what we call blob. You want to store files, you want to store images for your application. There is a set place on Azure that would help you handle all these things. We also have data lakes. So you have all sorts of data you want to store over there. Azure has that in store for you. And then the next is networking. So you want to create virtual networks, load balancers for your application. You have a very intensive application that would require load balancing. So you've deployed it on Azure, and then you want to like achieve sort of like have your application load balanced because you have a lot of load or a lot of users for your application. There is load balancers for you, and then we have CDNs that are there, content delivery networks for those people who do front end. I guess you understand this. And anytime I break, you let me know, because the devil might visit during the sessions. Cool. We move on to the next. But these are concepts that you'd get as you go on. You don't have to like master all of them, but having an idea is what really matters. The next is AI and machine learning. So you want to build your AI applications. You want to, there is a disturbing sound. Let me see. I've just muted him. Okay. Cool. Now you want to build machine learning stuff. You want to build AI-based applications. You want to integrate AI within your application. Azure has this something that can as well make it possible for you to integrate AI into your application. You need to use GPT, or you need to use cloud. You need to use Grok in your application. Azure makes this possible for you as well, because there is a playground, Azure AI Foundry, that has these models for you. You just simply deploy them and then get SDKs, API keys, and then get to see how to interact with them. But I will get to see that in a few. And then you also have DevOps tools, CI/CD. You want to set CI/CD pipelines for your applications, monitoring and security as well. These are things that are provided for you all within Azure. So when we say it's a comprehensive cloud computing platform, we really mean what you're saying here. Core concepts. So this won't cover like everything you need, but at least you'd have an idea. But the core concepts when it comes to Azure, what you need to understand is what we call a region. So it's a physical location, e.g. East US, West Europe, Central India. These are just places where there are the data centers are at. So we also have others in South Africa, etc. Next is availability zones. This is very important. Most importantly, like when you're talking about like building not to-do apps or portfolio, like you have big applications, availability zones, so physically separate data centers within a region. Say, for example, South Africa, it has like, it's a region, and then within that region, there are what we call the availability zones, just like to sort of like decentralize your data or the data store. So there's sort of like replication. So we could have, say, for example, in Kenya, we could have one in Nairobi and then have another one in Konza. You get the point. And then subscription billing. This is very important. So it's sort of like a logical container that holds your resources and it's tied to your billing. So when you hear people complain about, I don't know, the way Spotify deducts money, you get the concept. So a subscription is very important. The other one is resource groups. So when you are working on a project, say for example, for this hackathon, and you'd need various things, you'd need a database for your application, you need to, like, say for example, configure a load balancer or a CDN. You want to have all these things that are related to your project that you're doing it for the hackathon. You'd need to create sort of like a container that would encapsulate that is, I have overdone, I overdid. But nonetheless, you need to have like a container that would have all this in one place. That is like a logical container to organize all your resources for whatever you're doing. Could be VMs, could be storage, could be DBs, could be etc. Now, the other concepts that you need to get clearly is cloud computing. Just understanding what cloud computing is. You're delivering sort of like computer services, could be servers, storage, databases, networking software over the internet, or the cloud, mawingu, to offer faster innovation and also like flexible resources. Just if you have your mic on, kindly mute it. We'll get time for you to speak and then we'll interact. The other concepts you probably need when talking about Azure and stuff is just understanding infrastructure as a service, where you have a virtualized computing resource, such as servers, storage, and networking over the internet. Here, you're given the infrastructure. It's up to you to manage it and the operating system. So you have your operating system there. And then also like you're responsible for like managing your applications on your own. And then you have platform as a service. So ideally a platform that allows customers to develop, run, and manage applications without dealing with infrastructure. So they have everything configured for you. They have the operating system and stuff. But what you need to do is to just develop, run, and manage the application. So unlike this one, where you manage the operating system, this one, you just like just deal with the applications themselves. And then you have software as a service, what we call SaaS. Here we're dealing with applications that are hosted and made available to customers over the internet. So any application that you get to access over the internet, so sorts of like software as a service. So user can access the software via the web browser. I hope these concepts are clicking or making sense, but they are quite important when it comes to understanding this. Now, we've laid the foundation. We've got to understand the sort of like the bare minimum that we need to get to Azure AI Foundry. And Azure AI Foundry, there's the Google definition as well. It's sort of like a unified platform for designing, customizing, and also managing the complete AI lifecycle from building, to deployment. So we have a unified platform that is used for could be used for designing, customizing, and managing the complete AI lifecycle. Yeah. So just got this from Google and other people who've presented. There are people who've done talks on Azure AI Foundry, like Bethany, who's like cloud advocate at Microsoft. They've really done good job with this stuff. So I'm just trying to shadow what they've done. But nonetheless, we have this. This would be sort of like an emblem or something that you'd come to refer to when you're talking about Azure AI Foundry. There's SDKs provided. There's like repositories as well for you to go look at. And then these are just like places where you could integrate. Now, when it comes to Azure AI Foundry, you would come across all these terms here. We have the model catalog. So model catalog has like models you'd need. You need voice transcription. You definitely go for a model called Whisper. You need text to speech, you go for that is Whisper. Yeah? Whisper is text to Whisper is audio. That is audio to text. And then if you need text to speech, just find. Last time I checked, there was none. If you need text or chat completion, there are models there, and that is what is encompassed in the model catalog. So foundation models, open source models, task models, and industry models. Depends on what you want to do within your application. There's the Azure Open AI service. So these are services that are provided. There's Azure AI Search. So in case you're building an application that, say for example, is RAG-based, so retrieval augmented generation, you want to implement that within your application, there is Azure AI Search for you, just like to help you perform the various searches within. You have an e-commerce application, you want to perform enhanced search using AI. There is Azure AI Search. There is for the people who are building agentic services. I have not like tried this, but it would be fancy or whatever to try it out. And then there's the content safety, just like helping you ensure that the content is up to standard and meets the guidelines of in terms of like the content that is shared. You don't do I don't know, sex trafficking, drugs, child whatever's, just harmful stuff. We also have evaluations, which are very important concepts. Customization, how do you customize your model? We also have governance. This regulates how our models interact. And then we have monitoring, which is a very, very key aspect when it comes to just how you allow your models to, or just like how your models are interacting with the requests, and also the number of requests, etc., so that the billing as well is also a very important concept. Now, the other concepts that you probably need to get is Azure AI Foundry portal. So this is where you get to interact with the models from Azure. I'll just show you Azure in a nutshell, and then after that, we'll look at Azure AI Foundry and where you'd play around with models, say you want to integrate them for your applications. This is ai.azure.com. So in case you want to get the portal, how you just like to want to have a feel of how it looks like, this is where you'd access it. And then project, these are terms that you'd come across in Azure AI Foundry portal. A project, which is like a self-contained workspace in Azure AI Foundry, where you organize your AI development work, including models, data evaluations, and deployment. So you'll get to see all these in the interfaces that are provided for you there. Then up next is just a sec, this distracted me. We have the hub. The hub is like a shared resource as well, or a container that provides common infrastructure, connections, and governance for multiple projects within an organization. So say you're creating a hub for like this hackathon that you're currently doing. So it would have common infrastructure. Within your hub, you can have like various models. But all this, most of the times you'll find that they use the same API key. So that is the importance of like having a hub and stuff. Model catalog, I think I explained this. So a curated collection of AI models from OpenAI, Microsoft, open source providers, Hugging Face, Mistral, etc. All these are provided for you. A thumbs up if you are together up to this point. Sips water. Thumbs up if you are together. Thank you. I am. Now, the other terminologies that you'd probably require during the process, like Azure agent concept, AI agent. So an AI agent is sort of like an autonomous AI system that can reason, make decisions, use tools. Tools, we'll talk about tools later, and take actions to accomplish complex tasks with minimal or no human intervention. So there is a difference between an AI agent and a chat completion. So when you have a chatbot, that's a chat completion, whatever. And then the difference with an AI agent is sort of like automated. You tell it it's supposed to like schedule your calendar. It would schedule your calendar. So it doesn't require like human intervention to perform a certain operation. So that's what like brings about. And then it has like exposure to tools. Tools are just like functions or methods that you've declared within your application that say you want to update your calendar. You want to slot some time for something else within your calendar. So it just goes to your app and then sees there's a method for this. It does itself. And then after finishing the calendar setup, it needs to send an email. So you don't need to like send an email yourself. So it does the email sending for you. So that is what an agent would be described. That's very important for you to like have a clear distinction between a chat completion model or a chatbot and an AI agent. So an AI agent doesn't need human intervention, or could have minimal. Okay, and then you have the agentic services. So Azure AI Foundry's platform for building, testing, and deploying AI agents that can perform multi-step. I don't think we'll cover this, but as long as you have the fundamentals, it's gonna be easy for you to play around with this. And then a tool, which I mentioned, is a function or capability that an agent can use to interact with external systems, e.g., searching the web, query databases, and then call APIs. So you could have a tool that could just like scrap data from the internet. You could have a tool that could query databases and then could make API calls. We have the concepts of MCPs, model context protocols. So these are things that you probably need to understand, which are fun. The other concept is function calling. I hope all of us can see the slide I'm presenting currently. Function calling. So this is the ability of AI models to recognize when to call external functions or tools and structure the required parameters correctly. So depending on what function you have or what the context is, function calling is sort of like your model being able to recognize when to call an external function or tool and structure the parameters correctly depending on how they're given. So I've done like function calling in Java and Spring Boot. I honestly don't know how it's done in others, but I feel like it should be similar to what I do with my Java and Spring Boot and Spring AI. But it's easy, just a method, fancy annotations, and then you just like convert it to a tool, and then your model or whatever application could interact with it. You want to check the weather, there is a tool for checking the weather. You want to post something on LinkedIn, you could create a tool, just a simple method that does for you, and then you call it, and then it does the thing for you. Orchestration, so the coordination of multiple AI models. There is what we call multimodality. That's a different concept. I'll talk about it, but this is just ideally how multiple AI models coordinate tools and workflows to accomplish tasks. You could have various models within your application. There is one model that is responsible for generating an image, and then after generating that image, there is model that would say you want to have a LinkedIn post done for you. You have a model, say for example, I'm forgetting. And a model that can generate an image for you. GPT, for example, could have the capability of generating an image. And then after generating an image, another model generates the content or the caption, and then another model is responsible for posting it. And we also have the concept where we talk about multimodality. Multimodality is where a model has the capability or ability to perform all these functions on its own. Like yourself, you have the ability to see, you can smell, you can do all these things on your own. But you could also have like multiple to do that. Deep Search, sort of like a specialized agent in Azure AI Foundry designed to conduct comprehensive research by gathering, analyzing, and synthesizing information from multiple sources, sort of like scrapping data from various sources. But this I won't lie that I have done. You can just like check it out on your own and then get to understand what happens in here. What you need is Azure subscription for you to mess around with these models. You need to have like an Azure subscription. Could be a free trial at azure.microsoft.com. If you're a student, you can set up one. I guess all of us are students. You can set it up and then get sort of like API keys or whatever to have them interact with applications. And if you miss, I don't know what we should do, Collins, but we talk about that. So there's that, and then we have Azure AI Foundry Access. So this is also like included within the subscription that you have. And then the other thing you'd need is a basic understanding of AI concepts. It's optional, but it's very helpful. So you want to do that, navigate here to azure.ai.com, and then things would be good for you. Fantastic. Okay, next, the faces that you'd come across or you'd ideally interact with when doing all this is one, you've already set up your account and stuff. Now you are in the interface. I'll show you the interface, don't worry. You need to create your project. That is like setting up your workspace, and then afterwards just go through the model catalog. You already have an idea of what you have. You're building an application that say for example teaches people the Constitution. So it means you need a model that would act. You say, for example, you'd build a RAG application that takes in the Constitution, and then it generates its content from the Constitution so that people could browse around, just chat with your application. Could be a chatbot asking it, what does this section say? What does this section say? So that could be a RAG application. So you just choose the best model for that. Could be GPT-4. Just go to the model catalog, but we'll see. I'm just saying these things out so that you at least have something in your head concerning them. So you select a model, so you browse and choose from the catalog depending on your use case. If you're generating images, you'd also need that. And then after generating or selecting, you deploy the model, and then from deploying, during the process of deploying, there are parameters you'd set, which I'll leave it to you to go and figure it out. We have sort of like context windows, the maximum amount of text that your model could take during the user prompt. We also have like tokens, how they are generated, and how to measure tokens and stuff, and also like sort of like the temperature, which define how accurate your model is, how brilliant your model would function. And within all this, it's sort of like you have to choose. You won't get everything, so you have to create a balance, or you have to shed one and go with one. So yeah, configuration and deployment options, and then you can test it out in the playground. You interact with the model without writing code, and then you can also use API or code to mess around with it. We have the SDK, and then we also have the REST APIs that you'd probably need yourself to do, which I also do. I mostly work around with the REST APIs. And then after that, just build a real application, could be a chatbot, implementation, etc. And then after that, these are afterwards. evaluate the performance, test, and also like quality metrics get to see. But this would come afterwards, but it's good for you to understand before you even get there. And then lastly, last but not least, but I feel like there are others that could also be incorporated, but what we have is monitoring and optimization. So you're tracking usage, costs, and get to see how you could improve your models. And with that, I've finished my phase 1 of the presentation. Any question up to that point? Any question? I hope I was clear. These things are fun. Yeah, I just really hope I was clear. Now I'll share. Yes, Edward.
You have said that there are free packages for students. Are they all available? For example, the deep research, are they, or maybe yenye nahitaji nitaipata, ama are there specific one which are available for free trials?
Okay, there's a difference. The students one, I feel like there are limitations to what you have access to. But once you have like the premium one, that is when you'd get access to like all. Like myself, I'm using, because I'm an MLSA, I have the student subscription, but they are limiting some things I can't access. But I feel like for the advanced one, it just sounds big, so you have to go deep. But I feel like you don't really need that for starters, but if you really need it, you have to like dig deep your pockets. Yeah. So to answer your question, there are others that are restricted, but most of them is not going to like available for people. Wilson.
Yeah, my question is that kati ya kutumia email ya student like ya DeKUT na email yenye mtu amecreate peke yake ni gani iko better? Plus sasa hiyo ya shule tunapewa, like are you supposed to verify ama itakuwa free?
Like all these free things, you have to verify that you're a student. You just don't get into them directly. But to be safe, I feel like what you need to do is you could create an Azure account with your normal email. Saying this because there's a time your school email would expire and you'd need access to those resources that you created initially. And once your email expires, the school email, everything will go with it. Now, create a normal account with that normal email you have. And then there's the students. There's I'll share my screen so that I show you where you do that. But there's that part for getting the benefits for students. And then this is where you'd have to prove that you're a student. So you just give your email and then any other necessary detail. You just know. We are learned, so you'll just see the requirements they need. But you'll need to verify to answer your question. Any other question? Any? Yes, Wilson.
So ukiverify when ni student hautakuwa unalipia ama itakuwa free?
You just get it for some time. They'll give you, I don't know, it's 100 or 200 Azure credits. I don't know if they renew it yearly or whatever. They'll just give you. You won't get it forever. You just get it for some time, and then you'll see. Yeah. So it might be like 200 credits. Oh, it's 100 per year. 100 US dollars. But credits. Yes?
100 shillings ama US dollars?
Credits. It's not money. It's not convertible to money. That's important to get.
Kidogo nikuulize. Your credits as in, what do you mean by credits? Like mtu anapata credit wapi?
Oh, like, okay, cool. Good question. Like what you get is, I've depleted mine. We are sorry. We'll put you in prayers, Edward. But what we mean by credits are, like you see in Azure, for you to play around with a model, which I'll show you in a few, you need to have credits to access that model. That is what we mean. You're just like paying to access those models. That is what we call the credits. So you need credits to access a certain model. You need credits to deploy an application on Azure.
So your credit ni ya pesa ngapi sasa? Like
it's worth $100.
okay.
Yeah, but they're giving you for free, so you're not paying anything. Cool.
Oh,
Now let me share my screen. Ridge, you had something. I saw your hand.
Oh, it was just to add on what you're talking about, and also to clarify to Wilson and maybe anyone else who has a question around that. So the Azure for Student account gives you $100 as long as you're a student. It's also renewable. Like if if 1 year ends and you're still a student, that means you still have whatever you used to verify, be it your email or ID. I don't know whether they accept ID. You can still renew it. Also, if you have the GitHub Student Pack offer, but I should probably leave that for the GitHub session. But if you have that offer, you can also use it to access Azure for Students. Yeah, that's all from me. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Rich is a senior software engineer. Yeah, the senior. So I'm just taking screenshots here. I'll post on LinkedIn and X. So I normally say this. Okay, I was smiling for that screenshot. Now, I hope you can see. Hey, can you see my screen? Yes,
yeah,
I
we
hope
can see
so.
your screen.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Collins. Now I don't know if I should like go a step back, but you just come here, Azure, ai.azure.com. That's where you get. All of us are literate, so that means you can create an account. But for the sake of people like Ian, so just do ai.azure.com like that. Once you do that, so you see it's here, like this one, Azure AI Foundry. You press, you click. I got jokes. It will take you here once you like have your account created. So I'm assuming that we have done this, all of us, and we have accounts, we have verified, but we'll see. We'll just see a way around all this if things if I become generous, probably I might give away some API keys for you to mess around if you need to integrate AI in your applications. But I'm just saying it, but I don't know. Now, what what you need to understand. That this is just like in this case an application called Java Pack, but that's not important. What's important is like this model catalog interface here, where you have like they're telling us this is where you can find the right model to build your custom AI solution. So my Wakili probably for the low people, that is the name for application. This is where you get all these models. We have Grok. I've played around with Grok. We have GPT real time for audio generation. We have chat completion. This is GPT-5. We have Codex Mini. We have Model Router. We have various models, and how you can filter them out is is it collection? No, collection should be something over audio analysis. We have the inference task, and then we also have the capabilities. So if you need one for tool calling, it will filter them out here for tool calling. If you need any that has agent support, not tool calling, you can have all of them here. Ken Agor. Ken, you have something. Okay, I assume you don't have. But if you have it, I'm just
Oh, sorry. I had not unmute, so we cannot hear you properly. I don't know you have used earphones or AirPods. You are currently very clear, but now I don't know what happened.
Oh, really? Collins, you can't hear me.
We can hear you, but not the same quality as before. I think maybe you've changed your mouthpiece, maybe from the laptop to the earphones. Maybe I'm not sure, but the sound quality has decreased. We can still hear you, but not
Okay.
as good as
It
before.
should be good now.
No,
It should.
yeah, now it's better. Now it's better. Right now I'm not hearing. I don't know if you're speaking, but I'm not hearing you right now. Like completely. Or you can like leave the session and re-enter. Maybe it's your network issue. I'm not sure, but we cannot hear you completely.
What about now?
Perfect. It's perfect.
It was not network. It was Bluetooth issues. There is another one that connected.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Oh, jokes. I was explaining this. You could filter them out depending on what you want. We have the capabilities. Could have the ones that are agent supported. We could have reasoning models, streaming, tooling, all this here. These are just like to enable you to filter them out. Embeddings, if you need image to image, why would you even do image to image? Why? You could do image to text. Image to text, we have Mistral that does that for you. So ideally, that's how you browse or mess around with this model catalog area. And let's say we want a model. So I'll just clear this. We want a model that would do, you see, we even have Sora. I'm pretty sure this is going to be very expensive. Let me just take this grok for chat completion. You pick it like that, and then you let it load. I don't know why it's taking some time. Okay, that should be not. That's not bad. Now, we have this here. We already have now grok, and then even if you've not like created a resource, you've not created anything, you can just browse here to the model catalog, and then the other things could be done automatically. Okay, so we just chose grok, and then we look at and get to see if there's an existing deployment. So we have grok there, and then we have the details here. You can get to see them. So it is a latest reasoning model from XAI with advanced reasoning, tool capabilities, etc., etc. It's good to understand what it does. Supported data types. It supports text and image, and then it only outputs images. This is very important. And the supported language is English. You could mess around with these things as much as you like. Now, you could come here. We want to deploy this grok so that we use it. So you create, they're telling us it's not available at this time, which is very unfortunate. So that means we have to go back and see. Let's see. Let me just take this GPT-4o. Now, I already have it deployed, I guess. Is it telling me to use it? Is it because I have it deployed? Let me see. Let me just pick any random model that I know I don't have. DeepSeek O3. Let me take this O3. Now, you just get the details here, like I showed you, what you need to understand about the model, the capabilities, and the quality indexes, or this, like the benchmarks they've done. And we also have like $1.93 per 1 million tokens. So you just need to understand how these things look like. And then we have existing deployment. So if you don't have any deployment, you just like create a deployment, and then you'll get this page here. And after getting that page, you can rename this model to be whatever you want. Say low model. This is no, we'll call it Wakili. Wakili model, like that. And then just all this, I won't let that I know everything here. So just set it to global standard. And then the deployment details now, this one here. Now, just leave that as is. Model version upgrade policy, upgrade once, like that. And then the token limit. So tokens per minute, right? So how many tokens can it generate per minute? This you can leave it as is. And then, sorry, I canceled that. Now, this is very important as well, the resource location. So if you don't have them, you need to, it will like sort of auto-populate it for you. And then you can, you deploy it so that we see. So you see, it's deployed. It's deployed this model already. Now we can mess around with it. Now I want to build an application, but trust me, it's very possible to build something around it. And you see, there's various ways of integrating. There's Java code you could write to interact with the model. You just have to add that dependency, and then within your Spring Boot or Java application, you could mess around with it. And the very core things that you need for this is this key, this endpoint. Yeah, and also like the name or 3 mini. I didn't change the name this time. If you want like the SDK, these things, others you could leave as is. But say for example, we want to mess with REST. So this is what I'll do. I'll just show you via the terminal how to play around with this using these commands that are here. So I'll just export this. I'll just come here. I'll open my terminal. I'll open that. I hope you guys can see my terminal like that. So I'll just cd, go back to that, and then I paste the. Can you guys see my terminal? By the way, I might be speaking Chinese. You guys can see my terminal, right? So I'm just showing you this, but there's way I'll show you just sample code on how you could do it. But that is that. So I'll just come back here so that you don't see the API key. But I could just like give this API key for people to mess around with it. So like that, I've already exported that. So I need to clear and then bring this screen here so that you guys could see it. So I've already exported the API key. I pasted the API key. And then after doing that, I'll just copy this command and then see the model. Role is user, and then the application is I'm going to Paris. What should I see? The maximum token is this, but you could modify it to your liking. So just post that there. It should generate something so that we get to see. It's taking some time. The other issue, something you need to be very cautious about, is this. When you deploy a model, don't use it instantly. It normally takes 2 to 5 minutes, I guess, to like boot it up. But nonetheless, this is what we have. It's telling us Paris offers a rich tapestry of history, whatever. Montemate, Sacré-Cœur, whatever. You see, it works. So it could generate something for you. So you could mess around with it, get to see what it does. The other place you could play around with it is in the playground before you even get to your application. But I'll just show you a very simple application, which I guess I deleted, but I'll see if I have any so that you see what it looks like. So kindly bear with me. We have like, when was the session supposed to end, Collins? Tulianza 8. It's supposed to end at 9.
Was supposed to end at 8, but just
was supposed to end at 9.
We'll see. Oh yeah, it was starting at 8, ending at 9. So yeah, just continue until
we are still within time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, there is a person who asked me to repeat. I'll repeat, don't worry. You could come here to the playground. They normally have a lot of things.
Also, pardon, Ian. So we'll share the recording after the session also. So if there's anything you have not gotten or understood, you can just come back to the recording and review. And Ian will also be repeating if anything needs to be repeated. So yeah, don't worry, we get you covered. Yeah, Ian, you can continue. I just needed to
Okay, cool.
communicate that.
No worries, man. Thanks for that. And also, you could reach out to me if I'm available. I hope I'll not make any false promises, but I can help whoever needs help. Now, when you come here to the playground, you see we have like various playgrounds you could mess around with. But what we have currently is let's try the chat playground and see. Next. Thank you for that. Now, let's see what deployment we have currently. We deployed 03 mini. You see, you have access to that. We deployed the 03 mini here. So you could just check it out like that. And then this is where you'd mess around with it even before going to the terminal. So you can tell it, hi, what can you do? Like that. And then you see even like the tokens that we specified during setting it up. We have them there. So it's thinking, and then it's going to generate. You could also give the model instructions and context. So you just tell it you're an AI assistant that helps people find information about Azure only. So at first, we see we just apply the changes, continue like that, ask it, what can you do? Now, this is sort of like what we call the system prompt. A system prompt, ideally, what it does is, it is what helps to restrain your model to focus on a certain thing only. If you're doing a law application, the judges are going to be sneaky as, okay, yes. And then what they'll do is, you have your model, you have a chatbot that you're telling people, I build a chatbot, and then somebody just asks it, generate code for me. It generates code. And the intention of that application was to just focus on law. Once it generates code, I feel like you will be disqualified, yeah? So there should be like sort of like guardrails, or what limits, or like what area should your model be focusing on. Just ask it what it could do, and then we wait for it. I don't know if that helped, but I hope it did. So I'm here to help you with all things Azure, for example, do that and that and that. So I could ask it, what is the best soil for farming? This, I don't know how I came up with that question, but let me see if it will generate something. Okay, you see, it's like telling you I'm here to help you with Azure-related topics. If you have any questions about Azure services, architecture, best practices, etc., that is what it does. So this is very important for you to understand how to work with, even it's here, generate a system prompt. You can also describe what you want the model to do. Deal with law matters, like that. So it will generate a very nice system prompt for you, and then your model will only be dealing with low stuff. A thumbs up if all these things make sense to you. I believe they do. Now, you'd see here that we have this. It's generated a prompt for us. So what it's telling us is, provide assistance or guidance on legal matters, ensure the advice is strictly information and does not constitute formal legal counsel, address tasks such as legal concepts, etc. Like, let me just be honest with you guys. You see, the prompt I had was very weak. It's easy for people to do what we call prompt injection to your model if you have a very weak prompt system prompt. Now, you could use AI to convert your very small system prompt to something that is it has context, it has content. Like if I was to do it this way, I just tell it to focus on low things, but now it already has like everything about law, and AI will do a better job than you, that's for sure. Now ask it, what can you do? We get to see what has changed, and these are things that you'd also like do in your application. The system prompt, you set them in code. I leave that for you to go and check. Now it's changed. It's only dealing with law, and we ask it Article 1 of the Kenyan Kenyan constitution. And to be honest, I didn't try these things. I'm just doing them now. I've not like messed around with this playground. That's to be honest. I've not, just doing them now. So, but I have. So it's telling me no context was generated by the model. Model reached maximum response length. Please increase the length to improve the responses. So I don't know if it's parameters. Not really sure. But we could see how to mess around with this possibly in the future. But I can also leave these things for you as assignment so that you go and you go and mess around with them. So Article 1 of the Kenyan Constitution, Joadwa, you should be generating something. Aye, Mera. You see the English, the languages here, you could also specify them. So these are very important when you are doing your integration. So the text to speech, whatever speech to text things you are doing, you could also specify this. You could, like, you see, there's a lot of things you can do here, to be honest. So let it finish and then we move on to the next thing. So I have like 4 minutes. Article 1, all the sovereign powers. Let me see where it has, if it has listed it. Article 1, Kenya is a sovereign republic, the official names of the republic, this and this. I normally have like all the sovereign powers belong to the, I transcribed that audio using Azure. So it's just fun. I used Whisper. So that's why I mentioned that. If you need audio to text, there is Whisper. Yeah, that is that, guys. So that is how you'd like sort of like mess around with this even before going to your application, just to see how things would work. You'd even copy this system prompt to reuse in your application. I'll show you code in Java. If you don't understand, well and good, but at least it would bring something in your head. We also have the agent section. So this is where you create and debug your agents. So you could mess around with this, to be honest, and see what you could do. So it's always good to just touch that stuff. As long as you're not doing any malicious stuff, no one is going to beat you. So you could see here, we could, I don't know, I was just trying this out. So you could create a new agent, and then it's created. You specify here which model you want to use. So you just press here, new agent. It's going to create a new agent for you. And then all these things are just here. You could try it out in the playground, specify the deployment model. So if you're not deployed a model, you need to deploy it. And then this is where you choose it like that. And then afterwards, you give it clear directions on what it needs to do and how to do it. So use AI to generate this in a clear way. Just give it your understanding, and then it would make it better for you. And then afterwards, you could now try it in the playground. So just click there. You have your agent here, and then it could do whatever it is you want it to do, like that. There are templates also. So there are templates that could help you mess around with all these things. So getting started with AI chat, create and deploy a basic chat application integrated with this. There's also create AI agents, automation or agent workflows. All these things are here for you guys. So just know. The other bit that is important before we close is monitoring. So when you come here to monitoring, you just like select, say for example, this app called Java Insights that I created for generating Java random facts. So you connect to it, and then I don't know if it's still functioning. So once you connect, you'll get to see the metrics, how the tokens are used. Go look at what tokens mean, and how it's just, a token is just 75% of a word that is typed as a prompt. So when I type hello, a token amount for hello would be 75 of the total word length. So in here, what you'd see is, like, say for example, for the past 1 month, I'm pretty sure I didn't mess around with this app, so it's not going to show anything, I guess. But in the past months, there were up to, I guess, 50K requests or whatever. So it doesn't have anything, so you can choose a calendar. start date, I'd go to April, for example, like that. 9/11, no. April date 8, like that. I don't know if it will show. Just a sec. It's not showing for some very weird reason, which I don't know. But trust me, I have tested this. You're supposed to see those requests there. They are supposed to be here. Honestly, they're supposed to be here for some reason. For some reason, I don't know why it's not showing. So I chose the wrong. I chose April date 8 to 9:30. April. Was it April? Ay. Let me see. April, May. Let me see May. Date 1 to say June. No, July. Date 17, for example. Still not showing anything. No results. Oh, I don't know why. I don't know. Or maybe I chose the wrong model. Is it resource usage? Oh, it's resource. Sorry, it's resource. So that's why I was telling you I know what I was saying. So you'll see the tokens, the token count, the requests that are made, etc., etc. So I could come here, just set from, this is May. So I could have it from May up to this month. The total, we see the total, September 30th, then confirm, so that you see the total requests and tokens used. So to this, these are the tokens used. So it depends with the application. That was for Grok 3. GPT-4, let's see GPT-4. I don't know if I used this. So ideally, completed token count like that. There were times that it was crazy out here. So, but ideally, that's that. These others, I'd leave them to you to go and explore and see what they actually do. If you need to see the models that you've deployed, you come here to models and endpoints. You'll get to see them here, like that. So there's models and endpoints. So this is what you'd see here. So like they are like available in various regions or areas. So like GPT-4, I have them in South Africa North, I guess. This one I think is in Norway. I'm not really sure, but you get the concept. So if you want to access the API keys for, like, say for example, this that is, it's in Sweden, the DALI for image generation, you just click on it like that, the model, and then you access you access the API key, the endpoint URL, and also the API key, which is here. And how you mess around with it, just repeat it for the last time, is you export this key. You can export this key in your terminal, just via the export command that I did here. So I did an export command. So there is this command here that I exported. You see that command, export? Have you seen it? Export. And then after running the export, you have the access to run this model and see what it can generate. So access denied due to invalid subscription key. So I need to like source it again because I closed that session. But I hope you get the concept. How you'd mess around with it in an application. So let me just show you a simple Spring Boot application that I created. So that you see, but you just come here. This is just like for REST APIs, whatever. But yeah, so I'll just show you a very simple app. So kindly bear with me. I don't intend to take a lot of time. I don't want to take a lot of time. No, I'll take questions. Take questions. Questions kindly.
And Ian, you forgot to mention that we have notebooks to give away. So anyone with a question, yeah, you may get something.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yes, Anissa. Kindly go on, Anissa. Sule. Amani Shuali. Sule. If you are speaking, you are on mute. Kindly unmute. Yes. Guinea. Guinea Makanai. Yes.
Yeah, my question was, okay, the IDE, like, okay, what IDE is this?
This one, IntelliJ.
Yeah. Is it okay? Okay, interesting. Okay, thanks.
This is Java. Java Limpweza. So IntelliJ is for Java. Yes, Anissa. Or Charles Ryan. Kenny, do you have a question again? Do you have another question? Okay, cool. What are the uses of Spring Boot and how can it be incorporated in the question disappeared? Just a sec. Just I'll attend to your question. Don't worry. Now, wow. I don't know how many know Java, but I don't care. I'll try and explain this. So here it's telling me it's a legacy model. Now, if for example, I wanted to integrate this endpoint or this model GPT-4 in my application, just come here. I select Java so that I see. I selected C#. Is that assigned? So these are the things I need to set up within my application. So the endpoint, and be very careful. You see this, the whole of this endpoint. You don't need the whole of it. You just need up to .com. You just need up to .com. If you extend, you will cry. You will debug. You will remember me for that. You don't need the whole of it. So you just need up to .com and then slash, and then the other things will be set. So for you to integrate it within, say for example, a Java application, is you have the dependencies there. You just copy them. If it is in Python or Python, for example, this is how you do it. Java is a bit verbose there. That is how you do it. They have those things set there for you. You install OpenAI and then you integrate. You have to specify the endpoint model name, deployment model. This is the name. And then you do your thing there. You could also run whatever. I don't care about that. I know Java. So this is how you do it. Now, I'll just explain Java. For example, you need to like set also the properties somewhere. So this is like how you do it in Java for the API key. This I was trying out for a model for transcription, which is Whisper, the model I was using. And then the language, I set it to English, EN. You need to be very careful with this notions, not notions, there whatever's there. And then here you specify the endpoint. After that, for a very simple chat application, I'll come here. This is the system instruction or the system prompt. You tell it you're a customer service for I&M Bank. You can only discuss account balance, this and that, branch, locations, hours, credit, and stuff like that. And then I just do a .call to call the model, and then it's simple. It's simple. Just trust me, it's not very difficult to integrate. You'll definitely figure something out as you progress. With that, I beg to stop at that point. I'll just welcome the final questions before we call it a night. But if you have any issues, you just let me know, and then we'll see how to help you figure it out. But it's not difficult. I have a message on Discord which scares me. Questions, I'll take questions. Let me see. Here, what are the uses of, just a sec, Albert, what are the uses of Spring Boot and how can it be incorporated in the cloud? Spring Boot is a a framework for building Java applications. So anytime you need to build backend applications in Java, you definitely need to use Spring Boot. And then after building the application in Spring Boot, how you incorporate it in cloud is you need, say for example, you want to deploy an application on cloud, but there are other things like Spring Cloud that you could mess around with in terms of like cloud things. But to answer your question, Spring Boot is like any other framework, but is a Java framework for building backend systems. Albert?
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
You can hear me clearly, no?
Fantastic.
So do these providers of these agents charge for the tokens, which I believe they do? So do the credits are the one, credits are used to cater for that charge, true or false?
True.
Okay, so depending on the number of agents I use and how much they are used is how the credits will be deducted.
Yeah, there's the pricing model as well when you're doing all these things. You saw, like I showed you a place where they are saying you have like, what was that? Like $1.93 per 200K tokens. So they charge per token, like the token. So like for 200,000 tokens generated, and I told you a token is 3/4 of a single word.
Of a
So
single word, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Albert, 3/4 of the name Albert is what is equivalent to a token, and by that we mean the length. And then after that, they have like their own pricing model, like $1.93 for 200,000 tokens. You get how much? That's a lot. So it's not very expensive.
Okay. Thank you. Just wanted to ask that.
Cool. Next question. Yes. Next question, please. Okay, we don't have questions. Okay, fantastic. So all the best. Yes, Winnie.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
And a request. If you could share like resources on how to go about this Azure Foundry thing, like how to integrate it in your code, and just relevant resources to go about it that you use.
Okay, I won't lie. I don't know. My case is sort of like different. I don't know if I have like all the resources to give, but there's this. They have like, you see, like Microsoft LAN, they have very nice resources. And the other thing is it templates? When you come to templates, they have like every sort of like a starter for almost everything you need. If it's like getting started with AI, AI chat, whatever, they have like you could open GitHub and then see the resource they have here. They'll just show you. Let me see if they have code samples. I'm not really sure. Learn.microsoft. How to get started with Azure SDK, whatever. They have like the docs there and sample projects for you to mess around with. The other place is you could ask Cloud GPT or whatever. I love Cloud. I'm a very heavy user of Cloud. Just to like help you just like set up a very quick example on how to integrate that. Say for example, this, but it's pretty much easy, I guess. Once you have like a model and they are giving you the endpoints and they're telling you this is how you need to integrate it in JavaScript, you just have to look at that. You could give this to Cloud and then see how you could modify it to suit your application if you don't get the necessary resources. The others would be, like I said, Microsoft LAN, cloud. I don't know if I have others. Follow who? Bethany. Bethany is very resourceful when it comes to all these things. So in her absence, I'll just show you who she is. I believe she has like a lot of materials when it comes to all this. I'll also share my LinkedIn or Twitter if anyone needs, so you can contact me there. So I'll search for Bethany Jepchumba. Yes, this is her. So just check out her LinkedIn. I guess she has like various resources. I know she's well versed when it comes to all these things. Yeah, she's done a lot. Otherwise, I don't know. That's all I could offer. This is my LinkedIn. If you want us to connect, that is the LinkedIn of this young boy called Ian Duncan. On X, I shared it's your _ Java guy. So mostly live around Java and stuff. Nonetheless, I hope my screen was visible by the way, Winnie. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see your screen. It's very visible.
Okay. Cool.
Also,
And
about
and
the notebooks, because we had promised them, so it won't be fair if we end the session without offering it to someone. So who do you feel should get it, or should we ask a question for someone to win it for
let me ask.
themselves? I don't know what you. Yeah.
There is no self-nominating if you want to nominate yourself, Edward. Kuna hiyo. Edward, or do you have a question? Nimeanza kukubucha na uko na clear intentions. Yes, Edward.
No, I was nominating myself.
No. There is no that. You don't do that here. Okay, I'll ask a simple question. Let me just go through my slides and then see. Okay, who would help me differentiate between an AI agent and a chatbot? The first hand would take the notebook. Don't Google. Trust. Yes, Edward.
Okay, so you have said that the difference between an AI agent and a
You are Googling.
no,
I think I was
to clarify.
clear.
Okay, an AI agent and an sorry, I didn't.
No. Let me change the question.
Okay,
I'm
no
changing
problem.
the question. Okay.
No problem. I'm very intelligent.
Just it's good. We love intelligence one. So let me see. You see, when somebody starts to stutter, it becomes a concern. But okay. Let me see what question I can get. You explain the concept of a region and an availability zone.
Okay, so you have said that a region is like where there are so many data centers ziko mahali pamoja, and availability zones are those specific data center in that region. I think ni kitu kama hiyo.
Unafanya masters? Hii akili si ya bachelors hii. Hii si ya bachelors. Okay, cool. Thanks
So niko
for
na
that.
notebook.
So yes. You are a lucky winner. So Salem, because of your typing, I don't know, he said it, but we'll see what we'll do about it. But yeah. Self-nominated Edward and Ansara has it. Yes, Winnie. Winnie.
I also have a request. If you like, kama tunaweza kuwa na another session like mostly ikuwe sasa code based vile tuna integrate. I've been following na kuna venye na float somehow.
Mnataka code? You want us to code?
Okay, I'm not sure about that because we already have a lineup for the sessions. But if people really want to code, we'll look into that and see what we can do. But yeah. We see your hand is still up.
We'll figure something out, because the most important thing about this is people are coding, so we can organize something, I guess, and then see how to go about it. It's something we could do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for that, Winnie. Thanks for that, Winnie. So I guess that's it. Or is there anything, Ian?
How will we access the recording? Collins would share it in the community. So if you're not in the community, please join, and then Collins will share the recording there. Otherwise, thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed. At least I had my camera on. I know it would have glitched, I guess, but nonetheless, I enjoyed the presentation and the interaction. Edward, kudos for.
Yeah. Also, Edward, contact me. You get your notebook. I'm username Goti. Just DM me, and yeah, we'll see. We'll get in touch, and you'll get your book. Yep. So that's it for today. First, I'd like by thanking Ian for creating time to have this session with us and share his knowledge on Azure and Azure Foundry. Yeah, it's always nice to have Ian. Yeah, and I'd like to thank you all for joining, because I knew a lot of you might have other things that you might be doing, but you chose to be here and for this session, and it means a lot to us. Yeah. Someone has said something in the chat. Let me check what it is. Is there the community or say DeKUT community? Okay, I shared a link, a WhatsApp link that was for the DeKUT community, but we also have the DeKUT tech community, like it's on its own. So I'll share the link in a few when I complete saying what I'm saying. So yeah, I'll share the link too. I also share in the DeKUT community. I share the link to the DeKUT community. So yeah, don't worry about that. I get you covered. So yeah, so that has been our session for today, and I'd like to thank you again. Thank you for joining. So tomorrow we'll be having another session, same time, same place. It will be a session idea to business. We'll be having Dr. Akiru, who is the director of DeSIC. DeSIC is the DeKUT Startup and Incubation Center, and he'll be teaching you how to make your project's business worth it, not building something that is not helping anyone. He'll give you how to like make your projects worth your time, because I know you have better things to do, something that can generate money for you. So yeah, that will be the session for tomorrow, idea to business. Yeah, hosted by Dr. Akiru. He's a lecturer here at DeKUT and also a director at DeSIC. So I'm hoping to see you there. And yeah, so the things that you are learning today using Azure Foundry, so tomorrow you'll know how to make a business out of them. So yeah, basically that's the session for tomorrow. Yeah, once again, thank you. The links that have been requested, I'll share them. The recordings too for this session, and the slides, I'll request Ian for the slides. I'll share everything too. Yeah. And if we get a chance, because we had requested another session for coding, if we can get a chance to have that, yeah, we love that too. Yeah, for us, it's just to make sure everybody learns, everybody grows. Yeah, because we're also learning. Personally, for me, I'm an organizer, but I'm also learning. This is not really my field. So the same way you're learning, I'm also learning. And yeah, that's all for me today. I'd like to just wish you a good night and good luck in your hacking, and see you guys tomorrow. We can close it there. Thank you for joining.
Adios, muchachos.
Yeah, adios. You're free to leave.